Yeah. All right. Call the Personnel Committee to order. First thing on the agenda is discussion. Is there anything for the committee? All right. First resolution is amending the 2014 operating budget for purchasing. Sponsored by Wheeler. I need a second.
I'll second it.
By Legislator Beniak. Okay. Is there any questions? No? Wishes of the committee?
Move it to full board.
Move to full board. Okay. Any objections? Okay. Anything under other? Okay. Motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Terry? And Martin? Excellent.
All right. Rock and roll.
Now we have 2 minutes so Joe can get his thing set up.
I know.
Oh, I'm the last one tonight.
What's the next committee? I don't have the agenda.
But it's not for another few minutes. DJ.
This is not good. This is not good, Sheriff.
Yeah.
Do you want to use it? Do that?
Do you want to use that, Joe, for your, to do your,
No, this is for the district.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Forfeitures.
That one's fine, okay.
Yeah.
just a suggestion, every once in a while make eye contact, like, look up to, instead of the screen. Well, because, I don't want you guys to be buried in your screen all the
Sorry,
time.
Dan.
What, maybe there's something on here that I
Hey,
really...
give a kid a new
All of a sudden,
toy.
there's Netflix, we're watching a
Boys,
movie.
boys in their
Oh,
toys.
no, if I'm doing that, it'll be like this, so the screen doesn't see it.
Or you see me beat my hand because I got beaten in another game of solitaire.
Off their
Candy
their
Crush.
faces.
All right, so we were up in the office the last time. See where that's what I would definitely do that.
Or why don't you let him use?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's that?
That's for your committee.
I'm connected to BOS, but it's not.
Well, you don't have to if you don't want to.
Yeah, there's no podium.
Sure, there's no podium.
Okay.
No podium, what?
Okay, Public Safety Committee meeting, this is, do we have to give the date? No, we don't.
Nope.
Open for discussion, we have one resolution on the table from, that was put out from the district attorney. So are there any questions on this resolution?
You need a sponsor. I'll sponsor.
Before you actually do discussion, we need a sponsor, so, okay, can I have a sponsor, please?
I'll sponsor.
Can I have a second? for
I'll
that?
second it,
Okay.
but I'm just curious about it. Could you explain it, or?
I'll second it.
Okay, all right, I was not aware, I thought we were going to do this at the next meeting, so.
If you'd like, I can explain it.
Go right ahead, because I was,
That's just
I was not going to.
Okay, it's amending the budget
What,
for
on the county
forfeitures.
page, why is there any assembly?
Next to the escape button, you can mute it.
Oh, there.
This is,
I should be hired
question
in
remains, why is there any
the technology department here.
You brought that.
We could probably get you something here.
well, this is for forfeiture monies for the district attorney, and there's actually 2 different ways that forfeiture monies goes into the district attorney, and this is both for law enforcement and contractual expenses. So he has to break it down 2 different ways, so that's why it's in those 2 line items.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
Go ahead, Mr. Chairman, sir.
Huh?
Well, no, you're using the different seat tonight, go ahead.
Just for a point of just to make sure, I heard Joe ask for a sponsor in a second. I heard Barbara say she would sponsor, and I heard Terry say he would second.
But on that,
And Terry's not in the committee.
Alex.
You second
Yeah.
it? So we're all on the same page on that, that's how we,
I
okay.
forgot about that, yeah.
That's all.
All right, do we have a motion to move this to the floor? Do we
Move to the positive.
move to the positive?
Move to the positive.
Very good. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, is there any other business to discuss? We had other business, that's why I got sideswiped on the folder for tonight.
I'll motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much for your help with that. Friday was just staying there for
Technically, you do 18 minutes.
Yeah, but I'm getting into position.
All right, just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Thank you though for your help.
I call the Committee of Economic Development and Planning together. Discussion, is there any discussion? Okay, then we'll move right into resolutions. I need a sponsor and a second for a resolution amending operating budget Montgomery County Bus Transportation System.
Sponsor?
Second?
I'm happy to second that, yeah, sure.
Any discussion? Recommendation, move to full board. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? All right, full board it goes. The second resolution we have is a resolution adopting introductory local law of 2014, a local law establishing a county planning board in Montgomery County. Is there a sponsor?
I'll sponsor it.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, any discussion?
I think there is some discussion here. Cheryl, can you help us out here with some of that with respect to the,
Well, Ken is here as well, but there's a section in there that's blank where you guys need to discuss your members. Who you
So
appointed.
I believe in the past it's been 15 people, one from each town and one from the city. Is that correct, Ken?
Yeah, I'll just explain where this is coming from. In the past, the county planning board has been made up of 15 members, and it mirrored the old former board of supervisors. So what we're trying to do here is actually bring that down to 9 members that represent each of the legislative districts within the county. Twofold, obviously, is that it will bring that board back down to a manageable number that represents how that board was always intended to be set up near the county legislative body. In addition to that, through the years, we've always had an issue of obtaining a quorum at some important meetings, actually. I think, in fact, the C&D landfill, I think we had to meet twice in relation to that when that got referred to the county planning board. So through the years, it's always been tough to, for the 15-member board to get that participation rate we're looking for. We have probably 6 or 7 core members now that consistently show up, and this, this would be twofold. So it would actually help us to make sure that we had a quorum every month as well in relation to materials that come across there. Yes. So basically on that section 2, what we're looking for is to make that a 9 regular member board and 2 alternative members, and the appointment part, we left that blank for you guys to discuss.
second, first line where the 3 blanks are,
Correct.
it says the blank members duly appointed. Is that going to be like if we have 9 in the first blank, 9 in that blank? Or is that something I'm missing there? See where it says section 2, the county planning board shall consist of, let's just say 9 regular board members?
Yep.
You're looking for the same number in the second?
Yeah.
That wasn't a trick question.
No.
Okay.
And just so I'll read, what I'll read to you too is the law right now has established state law, just so you guys can make your determination on how the appointments are going to take place. Basically what the state law says is that the establishment of a county planning board, creation in the absence of a county administrative code or county charter, which may otherwise provide for the creation of a county planning board, the county legislative body alone, or in collaboration with the legislative bodies of the municipalities in each such county may establish a county planning board. Checking the charter, there is nothing that refers to a county planning board within the charter.
So do we want to mirror, that now that we're going to a new form of government, do we want to mirror that? And hopefully an effort to be able to get a quorum at their meetings?
Just I have one question though. Ken, why 2 alternates? Why not 3?
A state law authorizes to.
Okay.
So, okay, consistent.
Okay.
Terry?
Yes, I would agree with mirroring the board that is in place now, or the legislative board. Would it be fair to say that if each legislator picked their own planning board person, that would be a fair way?
How does the committee feel?
Well, the reason why I think that that would be beneficial is there's some accountability on the people who are then picking it. So if I'm picking someone and they don't show up to the meeting, then I can then follow up and, thank you, get on and follow up so there is a quorum and there is a consistency to the attendance. So I would support that, absolutely.
Okay. Any other, Tom?
I would support that thought, but my only issue would be is if, for instance, I'm District 2 and I just said, Martin, I'm not going to appoint anybody. I don't think it would be fair. I think you need a backup plan that either the chairman of the legislature, there's somebody else there that can put a name in the absence of doing what you just said you would like to do. Because otherwise, what would happen if I didn't do that by a certain time?
Well, why wouldn't you do it? I mean,
I don't know. I would, but I don't know. I mean, it could happen though, and if it doesn't, I don't want to shortchange the planning board if.
well, we could have it in there that the chairman would pick from your District 2, but or the chairman of this committee. But
Well, I just think you need something backing it up, because what happens if it didn't happen, or I just didn't do it. I mean,
And not to interrupt, but that's happened, so there's validity to that, absolutely. So there's been spots in this that hasn't been filled. So I think if for some reason I can't come up with someone, if there was a fallback, whether it be the chair of the committee or chairman of the board, whoever it was, could then find a replacement.
well, I think what you were just saying was it would be my appointment, but did you say it would be my appointment from my district?
correct,
Mhm.
correct.
So it would have to be somebody residing in
District 2,
District 2.
which I think that's a fair way of doing it.
I don't disagree. I'm just saying if something happened where a board member 20 years from now said, I'm not going to appoint somebody, I mean, you got to have a way to appoint somebody. I don't want to leave the planning board without enough numbers.
Does it actually say that we need somebody from that district?
No, but you need a quorum.
Right, and what about the 2 alternatives?
The alternates.
The alternates, where would they be from? Would you be comfortable in picking the 2 alternates yourself? Or having the executive, possibly?
I think, it would, if we're going to choose the 9 people, if
Mhm.
that's what we go with, I think, the executive should be able to
Sure.
have somebody on that
Absolutely.
committee to represent the office of the executive. I wouldn't be opposed to that idea.
I like that.
Yeah, that seems to be fair.
Do you have any comments, Stu?
That's fine.
That's fine? Did they have something
These
similar?
boards are difficult to serve on, we're gonna be lucky to get people.
Yeah.
Well, that's to Duke's point, that's why I say that, because I may not because I don't want to, I may not be able to find somebody, but maybe the executive or somebody would have. somebody
Well,
that-
I think it helps Ken out too, that if we find people, because, you know, and then we have, you know, we can make the case to the person that you got to go and, you know, if you just give somebody to have the county executive do it, pick 12 people, then, you know, that's an awful lot too. But I think we can work with trying to get them, keep them going there too.
Now, wouldn't we have to, we already have to amend this when we plug in the numbers. Oh, sorry, Alex.
No, go ahead, you're the chairman. You have the floor.
All right. We would also have to amend it because it reads in there that the chairman of the planning board appoints the 2 alternates, as it reads right now.
Correct, you need to decide if you're gonna change that whole section too.
Yeah.
Come up with a wording tonight. I mean, that's what we're doing, that's what you can do right now, not as an amendment, we're just
Right.
making changes.
Just an observation, Ken, is the county currently operating without a planning board?
Well, we've had a couple of resignations, and we haven't had a quorum probably in the past 5 or 6 months.
Okay.
But to clarify Martin's point on that one section 2 with regards to the law, actually, you guys would appoint those 2 alternate members, but what the law states is that the planning board chair, in the event of an absence of one of the other members, would be the one to let them come to the meeting and vote on the issue. They would attend every meeting, but it would be up to the planning board chair at his discretion at that meeting to authorize them to vote. But you guys still have control over those 2 offices. That's what the resolution's intent was, so I don't know if the verb needs to be changed.
And Mr. Chairman, one of the things that I like about appointments from the districts is you get a fair geographic distribution, and sometimes planning issues involve, specific areas where there really needs to be a voice with respect to how it impacts that specific legislative district per se, or part of the plan. So that's why I would support that. And then with respect to those 2 appointments, we just go along with the thing as written, so that that would be just fine in terms of the 2 extra.
As right. So then,
Could you read section 2 the way you guys want it changed, so I have the correct wording?
okay. The county planning board shall consist of 9 regular members and 2 alternate board members to be appointed by the legislature. The 9 members duly appointed to represent each county legislative district. The 2 alternate members, the rest is normal.
Right, but then the next sentence, the respective
Right.
terms.
How long do we want the terms to be?
What's the standard for terms?
When the county planning board was set up before, I think they staggered the terms like 3, 4, 5 years. I left that blank for you guys to determine if you wanted those members to coincide with your terms or
Yeah.
other terms.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I think it would coincide with our terms,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. So 3 years.
3?
Yep.
Right.
3 years to coincide with,
Yeah, I think you need to add that.
Yeah.
And that'll give someone new that comes in a chance to appoint his own planning board member.
It says the 2 alternate board members will have a 2-year term. Are you changing that as well to a 3-year term?
I would say keep it all the same, Mr. Chair.
Does everybody else feel that way? I think if we left it at 2, it might provide us a safety
Yeah.
in case people don't show up, or if, let's say, I don't get elected next time, it takes a while for the new person from District 1 to find somebody. That way there's an alternate in place there.
Keep it at two.
Is that okay with everyone? Yeah.
Oh, so there's a leftover.
Yeah, it'll provide a small
Okay.
safety net.
It's a good idea.
And there is a case that when someone's on the planning board, if they're comfortable with it, they can just be reappointed and reappointed. If
Well-
it's,
That's true, but also once you keep resurfacing the same people over and over, we end up in the same spot.
all right.
All right, any other discussion on the resolution? All right. Motion to move it to full board?
Yes.
Mhm.
Is there a
Move it to
second?
full board?
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Anything else to come before the committee? Can I entertain a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second? Okay,
Second.
I will.
That's it.
That's all she wrote?
Great.